about getting high and smoking weed. I have a question for you. Do you feel that real creative people can get a natural high and they don't need drugs?
No, I think that it's a matter of balance. To each his own. A lot of people, I mean, some of it, I see Richard Pryor, truthfully, was funnier when he was more, you know, intoxicated than he was when he was sober. So I think it's a matter of balance. When I go on tour, my bus is no drugs, no alcohol, no guns and whatever on my bus. But you got to coexist with other people. And I've worked with people in the studio where he just can't get it together. And then he gets high. It's like, okay, I got it. And it's like, okay, so you have to learn how to coexist with people. It's not about me controlling anybody else. It's just that I know for me, I'm much sharper when I'm not high.
Okay, cool.
By not being high, I should say.
Well, go on. I was going to say, what would you say to our brother here? Do you have any advice for him? Say maybe he wants to stop or should he stop? What do you feel?
It's all again.
You think he's going to like fall apart if he stops doing it?
Not necessarily. I think again everybody's DNA is different. You can see people who can do it for years and function and coexist very well, and then you see people who absolutely break down and have totally different reactions to it.
The fact to me that you smoke so many in a day says to me that you have gotten so high that you can't get high anymore, and that's why you keep doing it, because the sensation probably is heightened. You need to do more now to get to where you like to go, you know? I mean, do you ever think that in the future maybe you will go into rehabilitation and give it up, or you gonna die smoking, you gonna die with a joint in your mouth?
I mean, really, if I was to ever stop, you know what I'm saying, like that's what I would have. You know, I plan to stop, you know what I'm saying, because I know like once you get older, like your body is not the same as it, you know what I'm saying, when you're younger. So it's like you got to make changes. So it's like, as much as I smoke now, it's like I can't stop smoking cold turkey, but I can like slow down some, you know what I'm saying?
Well, even with the body thing too, and you said the age thing is an interesting thing. I would say to the young kids again, it's almost like playing with a Molotov cocktail. You don't know what your DNA is, and you don't know how you're going to react. So for me, it was like, I know I'm in the pleasure principle. I started with sex slave and didn't stop. So it's like, okay, if drugs is going to have the same effect, I need to not ever even think about touching with that. So
you make
so does it inhibit you sexually? Do you think? Well, you wouldn't know.
Sexually? No. I wouldn't say sexually. I mean, it's just like the regular thing.
Do you feel that smoking weed makes you want to try other drugs?
No.
He has.
Well, would you like ecstasy, you said?
I mean, yeah, I've tried ecstasy.
Besides alcohol and ecstasy.
Now, have you tried ecstasy?
I got some glue over here.
So I tried it. I tried it, you know what I'm saying? It's like...
Do you do it on a...
I got some squirrel fur. You want to smoke that?
No. Do you do it on a semi-regular basis, or you just tried it one time?
No, man, it's like I do it every now and then, you know what I'm saying?
What
like,
is ecstasy? What about ecstasy? What is about that?
Man, ecstasy is
like the expert on drugs.
I don't even know what ecstasy looks like. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, but you know what I'm saying? I've been on. I like been on the streets like ever since I was 14. So like I've been knowing like about this stuff like even before time. So it's like.
But what is ecstasy? What is it?
Man, ecstasy is like it's like a pill that you take to like stimulate your it just make you feel just like. Zzz.
Energetic.
It's just like, you know what I'm saying?
We're not saying that these drugs are good, because now that we're talking about it, we're like, ooh, you know, what is it like?
I'm trying to understand why people get high, why people take ecstasy. I mean,
ecstasy, like, well, man, ecstasy is so big today. It's just like, especially with it coming from the rap industry, a lot of people gonna try it because like you got a lot of young people just infatuated with this rap thing and like they gonna try it.
Speaking of young people, do you feel you have any responsibility to them to let them know, I do this, I know it's not cool, I mean this is something I do as an adult and you should not do it? Do you ever speak to young people?
All the time. We do it in all of our songs, you know what I'm saying? Like, even though we might talk about getting high, we also talk about like all the problems we go through and like what lead up to us getting high, and you know what I'm saying, it's not always the right decision.
Which is why the dialogue like this is good right now, because at the end of the day, it's out there. There's a lot of people doing it, so-called role models or whatever, and again, we still have to have the dialogue. You know, part of the stuff that we're going through right now is because we're so politically correct, and the conservative agenda wants to paint a picture that isn't in touch with reality. So, again, my thing is, again, I can coexist with him and have a complete opposite point of view, but understand that it's also necessary that he gets to be heard so that people can see, well,
but I appreciate the fact that he can come on a show like this and be so honest and open.
He ain't got no sense.
Because
it's like, man, most of the industry people, like, it's like these days it's like so much stress and like in the industry, like mainly the reason I smoke weed, like I told y'all, like it's just basically nowadays like to help me get through the day.
It's like your coffee. Like I gotta drink coffee.
We go through so much stuff, like being in Bone Thugs and Harmony, we go through so much stuff. It's just like, okay, man, look.
Y'all go through.
If I don't kick somebody's ass right now, I need to smoke some. Okay. For real.
Now
we're gonna let you smoke. I want to ask.
Okay, go ahead, because I wanted to ask you
because I want to ask you. What made you say, I was reading in your bio that you never want to get married and you don't want to have any kids?
Man, what that got to do with weed, man?
I just want to know. Because I was trying to holler at you.
Oh, no. This is old trauma. This is old trauma.
When we come back, Krayzie Bone is going to perform his latest single, If They Only Knew. So stick around. And we're going to make sure he was